Hey guys, Road Warrior back here. I recently won Living Fossil, finally for the first time. One keynote here, I did try some X Series mono line in this with my pumpkin bobber. I don't know if the pumpkin bobber brought me luck, but nonetheless, there's the two setups that I use. I am kind of thinking smaller setup for this sort of thing. In other words, I don't know why you'd want to use the Makanzi or the biggest float rod in the game, or the something like that. So, or the equal match. Just throwing some marks up here for you guys. There's plenty of marks here for these things in the event that you did not have them. Again, when I pedestal, or if there's something that should help somebody out. A couple of these marks are from my buddy Fork Devil. Some from areas that I used to farm for in the past, as well as another mark over here from my buddy Gen X Josh was kind enough a long time ago to give me this mark right there, as well as some more marks coming up here in the event that you didn't have any. This spot actually was given to me for a small mark. Nonetheless, that's where I ended up catching my big trophy here today to win this. But nonetheless, I think just in general, if there's a common there should be, or a young, there should be trophies. Just a bonus mark in the event that you didn't have them and that you needed them. And as far as the upcoming thing, I'll give you a few tips on it. Also, it's been kind of nice to see that the telescopic rod's been patched for comps just like this. In the past, there's a lot of teams would come in, unbeknownst to most people, and they would just use a telescopic rod to get an accelerated bite rate and that sort of thing, doing the quick catch method. But now that people are having to do it legit, it's nice to see other people up on the leaderboard. And today it just happened to be me. Now, again, another thing, you will get a little bit of a swirl on some of the fish, but for me, distinctly, you'll kind of note if an arapaima is getting ready to bite your hook, you'll notice in kind of the upcoming clips here. This is just the first spot, nothing spectacular, but from there, you kind of just need to know, rotate around. If you find a spot that's active and you're catching a bunch of fish. Also, on this, I brought this the last couple times I played in this just for maybe luck, that sort of thing. It is an hour long. It can be a bit of a grind when you're getting a slow bite. So I was just trying to make fun of it. I hadn't actually used that boat, so I brought that for me for good luck, and sure enough, it was. But again, just kind of looking at that there, you can see the big swirl. You want to fish, anywhere from, I don't know, 8 to 12 inches deep, shallow. Keep it fairly shallow for me has been the best look. Anywhere hook size, probably 6.0 to 10.0 for your big. I am pretty strict on getting a small. I usually stick right around that 3.0 area, sometimes 2.0. Not saying that you couldn't get it with the 4.0, but for me in particular. Now that I got another fish in here, I'm still looking for my trophy, and I usually just wait out. But you can see the big swirl around that. Most of the time, that is a pretty telltale sign that you do have an arapaima chasing that. So, from there, and I do have my anchor set. The current here at Maku is pretty bad, so, I'm battling this thing, I want to say, with 63-pound line. So it ends up being one heck of a fight. And this here is just various stages of me fighting this thing. So I don't recommend this setup for everybody, but if you got a little bit of time to kill, might as well have fun with it. I have noticed throughout the game, if you kind of match up your gear properly, and I've noticed the last time I played in this, I downsized my gear and I ended up getting 2 trophies. This one here just ended up playing out perfectly to where, I got my big trophy here. But again, watching this thing play out, it was probably a good 8 or 9 minute fight real time. Again, if you didn't want to set your anchor, you don't have to. You don't have to use this boat, I don't guess. But for me, it brought me luck. If you have one of these little boats that maybe it's a thing, maybe it brings you luck, something like that. But I hadn't used this Irish boat since the St. Patty's Day thing. I thought that'd be fun to bring this in, and just trying to remain optimistic after, I think, 3.5, 4 week slump here on Fishing Planet, just getting my butt kicked by these comps. But finally, again, this was a really extremely long fight, but nonetheless, it was fun. And again, I can't stress that point enough. These comps can absolutely drive you crazy at times, but sometimes just come in with an optimistic personality and or a frame of mind rather, and maybe that'll help you out as well too. And I know they can at times overwhelm you mentally in regards to you just get beat up enough from them, you feel like you're never going to have good luck. But I just encourage you to hang in there. Eventually, you guys will all have good luck if you, you'll stick to it. Eventually, the RNG will be on your side, definitely in this one. I just wanted to throw this up, too, just to give a little few pointers that I've noticed before in the past. Now that I've gone down to the 3.0, you have to be patient as well. As you notice, I'm just catching multiple varieties of things, opening myself up for other things to come in there with the 3.0. But nonetheless, I keep sticking this thing out. Slowly but surely, just hoping for that smaller fish to come in here. Okay, sure enough, it held. I hope this helps you guys out in some way, somehow, and we'll see you in the next one.